Our presentation is about the armor used during the first three Crusades. The warriors of the First Crusade in 1099 were not radically different from William the Conqueror's soldiers of 1066. They were dressed and armed in the style so vividly illustrated in the Bayeux Tapestry. Conical helmets with nasal, bryonies and quilted tunics, knee-length mail hauberks with wide elbow-length sleeves and mail coifs, large kite-shaped shields, spears, swords, and axes. This style of equipment was still being worn by foot soldiers and lesser knights as late as the Third Crusade in the 1190s. Here are some pictures depicting what soldiers wore and used as weapons during the Crusades. Conical helmets with nasal, 11th century. Helmets had a conical skull and a descending rectangular nasal to protect the nose. 12th century. Similar to the 11th century helmet, just occasionally without the nasal. 11th century. Flat-top helmets with full coverage of the face became popular, but the early flat-top helmet was quickly replaced with a more rounded and pointed helmet so that a blow would slip off. Here is a picture depicting soldiers with nasal on their helmets. Early 13th century helmets with flat top to mid 13th century rounded top helmet. Example of a tunic worn underneath the mail. Knee-length mail hauberks. Its construction improved during the Crusades, the mail becoming progressively finer and lighter. Mail was now quite flexible, strong, and comfortable. In the 13th century, the hauberk continued to be the main method of protection. By the end of the 12th century, the hauberk sleeves were equipped with bag mittens, which were easily put on or taken off. By the mid-13th century, these would acquire fingers and become gloves. In the 13th century, the coif was integral to the hauberk, made with a thong or cord at the edge, woven into the mail to fit the coif firmly to the face. Over this was worn a helmet. Shields used. Kite-shaped shields were used by soldiers with spears. They were made of wood covered with cloth and leather and painted. Kite-shaped shields were replaced by a flat-top shield referred to as a heater. The heater shield curved slightly to protect the soldier better. The heater shield was used as a defense tactic and offensive tactic because the flat edge could function as a weapon. Types of shields. On the left, you see a traditional kite shield, followed by an arrow which showed how it became the heater shield. As the Crusades continued, weapons advanced, causing mail to become obsolete.
Mail was relatively lightweight and flexible, an ideal defense for a mobile knight. But innovations in mounted warfare meant that mail had to withstand ever more powerful attacks.
Most armies had similar types of armor, their defenses effectively balancing each other out. But as weapons and tactics constantly developed, so too armor had to adapt in an arms race that was to change the face of war.
In the 12th century, there was a revolution in military tactics. Cavalry were equipped with weapons capable of punching through mail.
From the 12th century, the mounted knight became a force to be reckoned with. His weapon of first attack was the lance, capable of delivering tremendous impact.
This is our bibliography of sources we used. Thank you for watching.